You're not going to play the bumper? Okay.
Pack Power Media.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you this week by New Again Carpet Cleaning, coming to you again live from Pedon's here at 1600 MacArthur Road, where we got a big group out in the back room, not as big as we had Thursday night. If you weren't here Thursday night for Jimmy Pedon III's fundraiser, then you missed a great time out here. 400 or 500 people, 1,000 people maybe. The number keeps growing as the days get longer, but that 2,000 people. But great support for Jimmy Pedon III, head basketball coach at Pine Forest High School. We're going to have him on the show tonight talking a little bit of basketball. Their season's getting ready to get started. We're going to have Isaac Rancour, the coach of the Pine Forest soccer team, the award-winning, conference-winning soccer team, talking about their run in the second round of the playoffs, talking about their all-conference players that were on the team and what he's got looking forward to coming back next year. And, of course, we're going to have Bill Sachoka on to talk about the game last week against Cape Fear and the upcoming game this week against West Johnston as the Trojans enter the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association playoffs. Starting a week late because of Hurricane Matthew, but still it's going to be a great night up in Benson, so we'll talk all about that game. Wrestling, we think, is going to be here. Charles Daniels, not to be confused with Charlie Daniels, thank you, from the crowd. Not to be confused with Charlie Daniels, but Charles Daniels will be here to talk about the upcoming wrestling season. Just a lot going on. We don't have any swimmers here tonight. The swimmers are having their first 4A meet over at Fayetteville State University tonight. So lots going on in the world of Pine Forest athletics, and you have turned into the right place right here on Pack Power Media in order to find about all things Trojan athletics. But again, we got a big show tonight. Isaac Rancour, Jimmy Pedon III, Bill Sachoka, Charles Davis. Who knows what players are going to show up, but it's a big time here tonight. You don't want to go anywhere. We're going to step aside and get a word from our sponsors, come back, jump right into the show because we know you want to know what's going on because you're tuned in here on Pack Power Media. So we'll be right back with the Trojan Coaches Show coming to you live from Pedon's, brought to you by New Again Carpet Cleaning. If you wanted to look new again, then call New Again Carpet Cleaning.
Behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with covered patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
Are you remodeling? The Restore Warehouse, Fayetteville's new and used home improvement alternative, is the area leader in new and used home and building supplies. Donate furniture, appliances, cabinets, lighting, windows, doors, or bath items. All donations are tax deductible. The Restore Warehouse also sells new kitchen cabinets, tile, flooring, and vanities for less. Plus, all net profits are donated to local Fayetteville area charities. Donate, shop, save, and support your community. Call now to schedule your free donation pickup.
Pack Power Media.
And welcome back to the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you tonight by New Again Carpet Cleaning. Call Jeff and all the folks at New Again Carpet Cleaning. They can clean tile, they can clean carpet, they can clean hardwood, residential, commercial. Call New Again Carpet Cleaning or go to newagaincarpet.com. Hey, it's my pleasure here now. We've got the head basketball coach, Jimmy Peden III. Jimmy, man, we came out here Thursday night, and there was a crowd of folks here to support you and the basketball team, and that had to feel good.
Oh, it was awesome. Just to see all the support was overwhelming. We were expecting, me and Dad were preparing for 150 people, and plate total was over 400 people, so it was unbelievable. Overwhelming, man. Good stuff.
That was very, very good. So, I mean, I got here, it was because I had another engagement that night, double booked as usual. But you guys, the line was still out the door. I mean, people were still waiting to eat an hour and 15 minutes after it started. I know you guys had already done your kind of speech and spiel to the folks, but, I mean, 7:15, 8:30. I mean, there's still people here waiting to get food.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was, like I said, inside with the guys, trying to talk through the band and the cheerleading, and hadn't got to go outside yet. And got done with my little speech there and walked outside and saw the line halfway back up to the cooler, and it hit me. I mean, it was an unbelievable turnout. So
people have been waiting for you to get this job, man. I mean,
I
not that they don't like David, because we love David May, even though he's a Cowboys fan.
Won't hold
The
that
7-1 Cowboys, should we say? We add, but man, you guys are getting ready to get kicked off. You've had a couple of scrimmage games. Have you played in the tournament yet?
We went to Clinton and played 3 games. We played Midway, Person County, and Ashley, and not too bad. Kind of shaky the first game, but saw some good things. So we're getting there. We got a long ways to go, but we're getting there.
Who are your top returners when people look at the box score? If they don't come to the game in the paper or online, and they look at it for Pine Forest, who's the names that are going to be at the top of the box score?
Xavier and Xavier Williams, 2 twins, are a big part of it. Joel Jones.
Well, they're playing football still, aren't they?
Yep, they're still playing football. So when they get off the football field, when they get done hanging a banner for Coach Choker, he'll come help me hang one in the basketball court. So them, Joel, and Richard McKeechin. So those 4 guys.
All right.
Be a big part of it.
What kind of offense are you running? What kind of, because David has been there for a while, David May, now moved over to coach the girls. So what kind of changes should the fans expect to see from your coaching style, from his coaching style?
I think we're going to get out and try to run a little more. Got a couple move-ins that helped out a lot, and guard play was real young last year, so they got another year under their belt. So we're going to get out and try to run a little more. And then when we get put in the half court, hopefully we'll be disciplined enough to be able to sit down and run a good motion style offense. So hopefully it'll be a 2-edged sword. We'll be able to do both if everything works out like it's supposed to.
It looks good on paper, right?
Yeah, it looks good. It looks great on paper.
You're undefeated so far.
Yeah. That's what I was telling Dad. We had a lot of people show up and we're win some games, and they're going to be hanging me here in the next couple months.
Going to put them in the fryer.
I know.
Here with Jimmy Peden III, head basketball coach for Pine Forest. When's your first game?
We'll be playing the 21st at Purnell Sweat. So we're on the road first 3 games. First home game's 28th against Bird.
Okay.
So
you got a little bit to get your legs under you.
Yeah.
And then before you come
we'll
home
come home and y'all can get a look at us.
We're looking forward to it, man. So you play at Pine Forest. You've played there. You're coaching there now. I know we talked about it a little bit in the very first show we did on this show. But man, how cool is it to know that where you once sat as a player, you're now the guy as the coach?
It's a dream. I mean, if you're any kind of sports enthused, when you, like I was coming up, I mean, that's to be able to coach where you played and still walk those halls. And I mean, I bleed green and gold, so it's just I couldn't see myself nowhere else. So the pressure's there. I was talking to Dave the other day. I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes as a coach, and you don't experience until you're a head coach. And I'm feeling it, and I mean, I like it. It's good, and it kind of keeps you sharp. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I couldn't ask for nothing else. And the community's behind us. They're excited about it. So hopefully we have a good turnout on that first home game and put some wins in the win column.
Let's see. So is that a Friday night, the 28th?
The 28th, I believe. I think it's a Tuesday night. I'm not sure though.
Let's see, what's today, the 16th?
16th.
So it'd be a Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night. Okay.
Monday night. So don't go watch Monday Night Football. Come
Nope.
watch Monday Night Basketball.
Come check us out at Pine Forest.
Against Douglas Byrd. Man, who's the team leader? You know, you talked about the guys who are going to be at the top of the box score, but who's your team leader? Who's the guy who does the things that don't show up in the box score that the other kids really look up to?
If I had to call that right now, it would be Richard McEacher. He is he's one of those guys that it's not, like you said, it's not always going to show up in the box, but I know what I'm going to get from him every practice. I know what I'm going to get from him in the school building. I know what kind of leader he is. He does all the little things as a 10th grader. I mean, if you walked into practice and checked out one of our practices, there's no way you'd look at him and say he's a sophomore just by the way he leads. I mean, he's one of those guys. And there's a couple other ones, but mainly Rich. Yeah, he's that guy right now.
Looking forward to seeing the Trojan basketball team going to kick off their home season on the 28th of November. Seems like I had one more question for you to ask, and is in typical Bill fashion, I can't remember. So we were talking a little football off the air. Your coach for your, I can't even say the word.
Tar Heel.
Yeah, those guys
Tar Heels.
might be leaving. I
know that was the first I heard. Bill mentioned it. I hadn't heard the LSU deal, but it wouldn't shock me. I mean, he can put points on the board, and LSU's looking for somebody, so he wouldn't be a bad pick. I hope he stays in the light blue, but.
No, he was down in Mississippi, and to go back to Louisiana. I mean, that's a hotbed. I mean, you're the only big Power 5 program in the whole state, and that's just a tremendous amount of recruiting, which I know doesn't go on in any of our schools.
No, sir.
Doesn't go on at all, does it?
No, sir.
I know what I was going to ask now. Okay, so we talked about the team, who we can expect to see. Who's going to be the main people at the top of the leaderboard in the Mid-South Conference? Who do you have to climb over in order to get that banner we were just talking about earlier?
I think Cape Fear is going to be really strong. Of course, they're going to be waiting on some guys from the football field. 71st and Overhills, I think. But the big thing about our guys, I think we're going to be competitive with whoever we play. But this group's got to learn how to win. I mean, we were 6-18 last year. Lost a lot of tight games where we couldn't put it away here, couldn't make a free throw there. So if we can learn to win, learn to close games, we'll be top 3, I think. If we're healthy and everything works out, we'll be right there with those guys. But Cape Fear, 71st, Overhills, Pine Forest should be a and then always E. Smith. Can never count them out. Those guys are athletic down there.
Those guys their guys were jumping out of the gym when I was there.
Exactly.
I wouldn't. I had to run to the top to jump out.
You ain't the only one.
But, man, again, if people want to make a donation, can they still make a donation?
Yes, sir.
How do they do that?
They can make a donation. If it's checked, just make it out to PFHS Boys Basketball and drop it at the school there, or get in contact with me or through Dad, and we can work it out.
So you can call here 483-1972.
488-1972.
I have messed that up all year. 488-1972 is a number right here at Pedens. Call Jimmy. Hit up little Jimmy at Pine Forest High School. Man, we're excited about Trojan basketball. We're excited about being indoors and being warm.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm almost tired of being cold. It ain't cold. Coming from the guy who was at Pennsylvania.
Exactly. He can take it.
And then went to New York.
Again, if anybody is watching from that banquet, it reminded me him just bringing it up. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who showed up. Very overwhelming the support, and we really do appreciate it. Couldn't ask for a better supporting team. So hopefully see y'all out in that first home game on the 28th.
All right. So 28th, girls play before you guys?
Yes. Girls tip off right at 5:36.
So you'll be tip off about 7:30?
Yes, sir, 7:30.
All right, so 7:30 Monday. Go ahead. You need to do something to get rid of all that turkey.
Yeah.
Because that's right after turkey weekend. So come out Monday night. We'll publicize it a little more. Monday the 28th, see Jimmy Peden in his first home game at Pine Forest as the head coach, man. We're excited for you.
I appreciate it, man. I'm ready.
All right, when we come back here on the Trojan Coaches Show, we're going to talk to head soccer coach, that other sport, soccer coach Isaac Rancourt, talk about their great run this season, their conference championship, and all things that are soccer and what we can look forward to in the spring to the girls coming up. So we'll be right back on the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you by New Again Carpet Cleaning. If you want it new again, call New Again Carpet Cleaning.
Cover Gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at Gates4.com.
Are you remodeling? The Restore Warehouse, Fayetteville's new and used home improvement alternative, is the area leader in new and used home and building supplies. Donate furniture, appliances, cabinets, lighting, windows, doors, or bath items. All donations are tax deductible. The Restore Warehouse also sells new kitchen cabinets, tile, flooring, and vanities for less. Plus, all net profits are donated to local Fayetteville area charities. Donate, shop, save, and support your community. Call now to schedule your free donation pickup.
Pack Power Media.
I'll even cut him short. Hey, welcome. Welcome back to the Trojan Coaches Show. We're negotiating for time here at Peden Seafood at 1600 MacArthur Road. If you want the best seafood in town, 488-1972 is the phone number, whether you want it to go, whether you've got a group, whether you just want to come on out here with the family. They will be open next week, Wednesday night, be closed on Thanksgiving, be open Friday and Saturday night. So if you've had a little too much turkey, come on out here to Peden Seafood. You know, I have to stop just because of who we have on set here tonight. You know, we've been trying all season to get him on here, and there's, for one reason or another, he just has not been able to get here. And he walked in the night, and he's like, "Who'd you have to kill to get me on this show?" So here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, the head soccer coach, the conference champion soccer coach, Isaac Rancour. Buddy, how you doing tonight?
Doing well, thanks.
I see you're taking up on No Shave November.
Letting it grow out.
I hear soccer season's over, but you guys had a great season this year, conference champions. That you accomplished one of your goals, made it to the state playoffs, and you guys look good. They played hard right up until the end.
It was a good season. Proud of the guys. That's what we trained for this year. We had a pretty tough non-conference schedule, a little bit more tough than usual. Had Fuquay, Athens Drive, Richmond, Terry Sanford. So we put a tough non-conference schedule in there so that way we could be prepared for the state playoffs, and it seemed to work out for the first round. I think when it came to the second round, played a really good team in Cary, and they were physical, they were fast. We were still a little young. We only have 3 seniors this year. And I think we had some injuries. We had a couple ankle injuries, a knee injury, and then Isaiah Bennett tweaked his knee there early in the first half of the game. And he's our leading goal scorer.
And he's only a sophomore, I believe, right?
He's only a sophomore. And he's the returning player of the year of the conference, and he got that recognition again this year. So we're proud of him for that.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit about the regular season.
Okay.
You guys in Cape Fear seemed like you were neck and neck all season long, and then there at the end y'all beat them at Cape Fear, if I remember correctly.
That's correct.
And did you give yourself the conference championship?
Yeah, this season was crazy. You know, we did well being young last year, so this year I had high hopes that we were going to really run through the conference, but the conference was really tight this year. We went up in the first game against Cape Fear 2-0, and first half they score, make it 2-1, come out halftime, they score again to make it 2-2, and we go into overtime. It's getting 30 seconds, 45 seconds left in overtime. Ref makes a call for us, points in our direction. I have two guys play the ball back to the spot of the foul, and then he changes his mind and gives it to Cape Fear, and they take the kick quick, which they played smart. They took that kick quick, and one pass, chipped my keeper and scored to win the game. So we really wanted to win that second game at their place, and luckily this year Southview beat Cape Fear to help us out. That helped us out because we tied Jack Britt, so Cape Fear would have had the outright win in the conference if Southview wouldn't have beat them. And then 71st made it tough too because they beat us in the conference tournament, and they made both games really tough on us. They went up 4-1 in the first time we played them.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up to 71st because it seems like they matched up really well against you guys, which caused y'all some problems. In soccer, we talk to Coach Choke all the time about the adjustments. In soccer, when you see that your forward's not performing as well against theirs, what adjustments do you make during the game and the flow of the game? Is it substitutions? Do you have to call a timeout?
I wish we had timeouts. That would be fantastic if we had
fake
some
injury.
Yeah. The thing, you can sub as many players as you want, as often as you want. So if you need to talk to somebody, you can pull them off. But a lot of times I'm very vocal, so I like to yell to them what I want them to do. You can change up formations a little bit. You can we were playing a 4-5-1 primarily this year with only one forward, which was Isaiah. So you can put up 2, 3 up there. Lose a little bit in the defense. But what we like to do against 71st was push our midfielders high and pressure their backs because they like to play a long ball. They've got a couple kids up top that are really fast, and they want to kick it long to them and let them go after it and get them. So we wanted to pressure them and not allow them to do that. So it ended up in our favor until the last game. It's tough, We had just played them the game before, the conference tournament game, when we had to play them again. So it's tough, I know, to beat a team 3 times, especially 2 times in a row back-to-back, and especially a good team like 71st.
We're here on the Trojan Coaches Show with head soccer coach Isaac Rancour. So you make it to the state playoffs, the automatic qualifier is the conference champion. Win your first game, and we talked earlier about the preseason that y'all had played, the non-conference schedule that allowed you to play some of those Raleigh teams, because it always seems like those Raleigh teams, for whatever reason, are just a little bit better. And how does that happen? How are they? Do they get to play more? Is there more soccer up there? You would think from a military area, we've got kids from all over the world who have played soccer, so our soccer should be better.
Well, a lot of the kids that play at Pine Forest have grown up in this community, and they've played soccer together growing up. That's why I feel like we're so strong this year and last year, is that this group of guys has played soccer together for a long time, since I can remember 4 or 5 years old, and even probably longer, seeing them play on the Scorpions with my daughter growing up all the way now till sophomores. So that's what's made us so good. Plus, the amount of kids in our area now playing travel soccer, so they're playing year-round. They're making them better soccer players, and I believe that that's what they're doing in Raleigh also. They play year-round. A lot of the kids play together. They have a lot of kids in small areas, just Cary, just Fuquay, and they all play together, and that makes them really strong. And they've been doing it for a long time, and I think that's really the recipe for success. And a lot of teams in this area are doing it, and now we're catching up, I think.
So, but you go head-to-head with Cary in round 2, lost 2-1.
And to Cary in round 2, we lost 5-0.
5-0. Just seemed like they got out ahead of you, and because they scored quick, seemed like they scored 2 or 3 goals in the first half. And
we scored first, and it was called back.
How could you score first? Okay.
Offsides. It was called back offsides. It was a great ball by Kyle Dickerson, played into Rosie, and Rosie finished it out of the air, one touch, beautiful goal. If that would have been goal right there, if it would have counted, it would have been goal of the year. But they called it back, and that could have changed the complexion of the game. And then they score first. Isaiah goes down, and it's 1-0 at halftime. Come out in the second half, they score another goal, times went going down. I think we've got 20-something minutes left in the game. And Eddie Dickerson looks over at me and says, "Coach, it's time." And I was like, all right. So I put 3 in the back. That means we got to go 3 in the back. So we lose a little bit defensively to give us 2 forwards up top like we were talking about earlier. And, you know, just kind of started to – we got scored on another goal, and it kind of – we took more chances and kind of got wore out a little bit. Looked to be physically getting a little bit tired because we were working so hard to try to get back in the game.
Right.
And Cary, you know, withstood what we threw at them. And so they did a really good job. And we gave them all we could, and I think it prepares us for next year. Again, you know, we made it 1 round further, and so, you know, we'll be 1 year older. I only lost 3 seniors, so we should be strong next year. And
that's great. And I did not come out and interview you prior to the game. So.
Thank you.
We had that happen last year in the spring. Came out and interviewed him right before the girls' game. The girls' game was supposed to win. The girls' game didn't lose. Then I went and interviewed Carl Molnar for Terry Sanford. They lost. So I was like, okay, no more pregame interviews for the teams that we want to win. Just not going to happen as we're here with head soccer coach Isaac Rancour. You guys kind of dominated the player of the year and the all-conference team for the Mid-South Conference. Tell us who made the all-conference team from the Trojans.
Yeah, we had, like I said earlier, Isaiah Bennett had player of the year, very deserving of that. Tyler Hinton made first team. I got my list so I don't forget here anybody. Walker Sharon made second team. Eddie Dickerson made second team. Connor Sykes made second team. Tanner Hendricks made honorable mention, and Kyle Dickerson got honorable mention. Also, some other recognition for some of these guys. All region. Isaiah Bennett made all region. Tyler Hinton got all region. Walker Sharon got all region. Connor Sykes got all region. And very proud of this one, Isaiah Bennett got all state.
Congratulations to him. Now, he's just a sophomore, so we got him for 2 more years, hopefully.
Correct.
So that's great. What do we got to look forward to next fall when you take the field again?
Again, hopefully a good, tough schedule. Guys another year older, another year in the weight room, another year of maturity, and hopefully, you know, we'll be in a new conference, so that'll be fun. We'll have Terry Sanford, a rival that we've enjoyed the last couple of years, non-conference, but we'll have him in the conference. Hopefully we can win the conference tournament, win the conference nice, and continue to be successful in the state playoffs. And again, you know, I think that you can't really sum up a season based on the last game of the season. The guys were great. They worked hard. They had their ups and downs, but it was a great team and great team to coach and be a part of it, you know, here in this area.
Great, man. Just next year, don't schedule so many Wednesday games. So you
Right.
can come have fun with us here
Right.
at Feeding the Seafood. But in the spring, you're going to be coaching the girls' teams. What do we got to look forward to there come March, April?
Another good team. It looks, as long as everyone stays healthy and things go like they should, it should be another great season. We have some, again, it's going to be tough competition in our conference, I think. Overhills has a girl that has already committed to Ole Miss coming back, and
Nice.
so, yeah, they're going to be tough. So we're excited. We want to, you know, win the conference championship 3 years in a row, which would be great. Setting records with the girls and the conference tournament, and they want to make it deep into the playoffs. Is one of their goals.
All right, we'll be looking for the girls come spring, and hopefully we'll be able to go far, man. So congratulations on your success this year.
Thank you.
Enjoy the off season, if there is one, before y'all. Because when will the girls start practice?
They start February 3rd, and then or January 3rd. I'm sorry, and then we'll have tryouts in the beginning of February.
All right, but there really is no off season, is there?
Short, and I'll enjoy it. Spend some time with my family.
Very good, man. Well, congratulations. Now, were you named Coach of the Year?
No, Jonathan Dent from Cape Fear.
Okay.
First-time coach for high school. Took a team last year with Cape Fear that was at the bottom of the pack and made a run for the top of it this year, and he did a really good job this year.
Congratulations, but you're number one in our book.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, head coach Isaac Rancour. We got some people over here in the background cheering for him. So glad to have him on the program. When we come back, we're going to talk some wrestling, No, we're not talking WWE. John Cena's not going to be here. Biggie Smalls is not going to be here. We're not going to have Bill Goldberg in here. We may have some people going Goldberg, but we're not to him. Charles Davis, the head wrestling coach, is going to be here. Charles Daniels, not to be confused with Charlie Daniels. Charles Daniels, not Charles Davis. Charles Davis was a great running back. That's why he's on my mind. Hey, but we're here at Peden Seafood and Catering, 1600 MacArthur Road. Come see us. We're brought to you tonight by New Again Carpet Cleaning. We'll be right back.
Discuss behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4 mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
Are you remodeling? The Restore Warehouse, Fayetteville's new and used home improvement alternative, is the area leader in new and used home and building supplies. Donate furniture, appliances, cabinets, lighting, windows, doors, or bath items. All donations are tax deductible. The Restore Warehouse also sells new kitchen cabinets, tile, flooring, and vanities for less. Plus, all net profits are donated to local Fayetteville area charities. Donate, shop, save, and support your community. Call now to schedule your free donation pickup.
Pack Power Media.
About right here. Hey, welcome back to Peden Seafood and Catering with the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you tonight by New Again Carpet Cleaning. Give Jeff a call. Go to newagaincarpet.com, whether you're looking for commercial, residential, industrial, carpet, wood, vinyl, tile. They can do it all for you. If you wanted to look new again, call New Again Carpet Cleaning about all your carpet cleaning needs. Hey, first time on the show tonight, man. We're very excited to have wrestling coach Charles Daniels. I'm not going to call him Davis again. My mistake, Coach.
It's all right.
Coach, man, welcome. And we were just talking off the air. You're brand new to Pine Forest.
Brand new, well, not brand new to Pine Forest, just first year head coaching. My daughter, her name is Charlie, by the way, Charlie Daniels, so we can call her that. Plays volleyball, soccer, and basketball for Pine Forest. But she finished out now as a senior, just playing volleyball. So my youngest is at Pine Forest Middle, so I've been here for a little bit. I just retired, by the way, in the Army, so been here since 2008.
Well, congratulations, man. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Where was your favorite duty post?
Well, since my wife is watching this right now, I'm going to say Youngsan, Korea. That's where we met at. So, yeah, Youngsan, Korea is my favorite duty station there.
My wife loved that one over there. She
Nice.
was stationed over in Youngsan.
Nice. What years were y'all there?
2004, 5, and 6, 3, 4, 5, somewhere along in
Oh,
there.
nice. Yeah, we were there in 1996, 97. So good times in Youngstown.
Yeah, she loved the shopping
Yeah, definitely.
and the crazy drivers.
And love the driving.
So, but no, that's good, man. So, first year at the helm. So you've been assisting prior to this year.
Yes. Last year we had Coach Marcus Porter, great coach. He came over from E.E. Smith, but his wife had a job in Charlotte, so he had to go follow her. We all got to do that.
Funny how that happens.
Exactly. But great coach. I miss him a lot. But before he was here, Coach Steve Green, who's also my assistant, he's out of the country, but hopefully he'll be back this Friday. Hopefully, I was assistant under him and Ken Russell was the head coach too. So I've been fortunate enough to work under some good coaches, and since powers that be things the way they worked out, and I'm the head coach this year. So
well, congratulations, man. We know you're good. You know you're going to do well. What have we got to look forward to when the Trojans take the mat? We were just talking. You got a meet coming up this weekend.
Yes, sir, we do. This weekend we have the Mike Stanbridge Coach Stampede. It's going to be held at Pine Forest this Saturday. It's ironic, like we were talking earlier. It's ironic that we were supposed to have a Fusion Forest tournament, but since my first year, me and Mr. Cover, we talked. We didn't want to burden me with that, so we kind of pushed them to the side. And Cape Fear, we jumped in their tournament, but since they had a booking problem, we're having it at Pine Forest again. So actually, it's Cape Fear's tournament, but we're holding it at Pine Forest.
Well, we won't hold that against them. Who can they expect to see when they come out to Pine Forest this weekend for the wrestling tournament?
We have 19 teams that's going to be there, so it's going to be some pretty exciting wrestling. Cape Fear, they have a lot of guys on the football team right now. That's some of the top guys in the state. But we're still projecting those guys to be one of the top teams in the tournament. Our team, we have some returners. Some guys that I'm looking forward to seeing go to the state tournament is Christian Govan and Daniel Petey. Along with him is Ryan Malgram and Andres Valentines. Mentioned that we got a few inexperienced guys. We got a lot of inexperienced guys for a coach. It's a headache sometimes, but it's warming inside because you know you got a future that you can build on.
You can train them, you build, and I know my wife was a swimming coach there, took over from basically nothing and built a conference-winning championship team. So that means a lot to her. And so as a coach, I know that means a lot to you to say, hey, and what was your record last year?
2-4, yeah, right.
2-4, and now we're in 3 years later. We're 6-0, and we're battling some of the top teams in the state.
Nice.
I know that's what your expectation is. So will Cape Fear be the top team this weekend? Another question first.
Yes.
How many mats are going to be out at one time with 19 teams?
We should have two mats in our auxiliary gym and 2 mats in our main gym. So four mats total. So it's going to be some pretty exciting wrestling going on. In a little small confined space, it's going to be a lot of wrestling.
A lot of noise.
A lot of noise going on.
A lot of noise. So with 19 teams, how many weight classifications are there that you need to field a wrestler for?
There's 14 actual weight classes on a total team on a lineup. So we only can take 14 guys in. So actually we might be a little short at this time around because we've got some guys that's going to come off the football field as well. So we're hoping those guys are going to make an impact on our team as well. We got some of the JV football guys out now, but you're going to meet Coach Chitoka. They got big things going on, so we still got some varsity guys out.
They got a couple more weeks left to play.
Yeah.
They're gonna look. He's over there going, yeah. He's just stroking it over there. But who's the guys that we need to watch when we come out and watch the Trojans wrestle?
Definitely Daniel Petey, Christian Govan, Ryan Malgram. We got another dark horse there is going to be Truth Alexander. He might shake some heads. He's we call him Gumby. I got a nickname for a lot of guys on the team, and Truth is like Gumby. Like he just once he grabs you, he wraps you up. So we got some young guys. Our 106 or 113 pounder, Jan Velasquez, and new freshman Gavin Moses. So these guys are new. Some of these guys will get their first taste of action this weekend. So it's going to be a wake-up call for a few guys.
Well, it's tough wrestling, and we're here with wrestling coach Charles Daniels here on the Trojan Coaches Show. Wrestling's one of those sports they don't really have in junior high. You can't start wrestling like they do playing t-ball and playing soccer. It's kind of got a short window in order to get somebody to the top.
Well, we have middle schools here. Pine Forest Middle and Spring Lake Middle feed into Pine Forest High School. I'm from Virginia Beach. Wrestling was huge in middle school there, as well as off season. So it's here in Fayetteville, but I just think it has to get the grassroots of the middle school has to be better, the better foundation. And myself, along with some of the other coaches around the conference, Cape Fear's coach, 71st coach, another gentleman, Mike Bernagala, his son wrestles for Cape Fear now. He has the Wolf Den that a lot of guys go to in the conference. So we're trying to build this thing up here in Fayetteville to get it where you can start these youth guys come up and feeding right into the program.
Yeah, because like I said, I can't imagine you're trying to get a freshman who's never wrestled. It's only 3 or 4 years. I mean, that's a lot of molding onto that piece of clay in a short period of time.
Short period of time, definitely. And it's my job now to, as we fall into the off season, to say, hey, I need to start this wrestling club up, and Tuesdays and Thursdays we need to go. And then on top of that, in this off season, I got to introduce these guys to the international style of wrestling, where it's freestyle and Greco-Roman, and get these guys to understanding, hey, there's others wrestling other than just folk style wrestling in North Carolina. So,
and not WWE.
Not WWE.
There's no power bombs. There's none of that.
Right.
Here with head wrestling coach Charles Davis. In the principal's office, you've got a guy that's won a state championship. Has he been down and kind of peeking around the corner? And and we're talking about David Colbert. Has he given you some pointers or?
Mr. Colbert, him and I go way back. He says me and him wrestled each other in college. However, I kind of don't remember it. So, but he said he wrestled me. And if we wrestled together, he didn't win. So, so I want Mr. Colbert, if you're looking at this.
He was just a notch on the belt.
He's one of them guys I had to take out real quick, Mr. Colbert. But no, Mr. Colbert is great. He was a great wrestler.
This ain't the tennis coach. Was that who he was talking about, the tennis coach he wrestled? Yeah, this ain't the tennis coach.
No, this ain't.
Oh, he's talking about Isaac. This ain't the soccer coach.
Yeah, but he didn't get out of there free. It's not free.
Me and Mr. Colbert talk track. We talk track a lot. Great guy. He was the one that really pushed it as well as Coach Porter, that pushed, and Coach Green was like, hey, we need you to take this job. And for a while I was like, hey, I'm just retiring. I don't know what I'm trying to do.
I want to be retired.
Exactly. I'm trying to do this, trying to finish up my degree. But it happened that it came to, I said, hey, Mr. Colbert came back and called me one day. He said, hey, they had a coach coming through. Things didn't work out. He called me. He said, hey, you remember that dinner I said I was going to take you on? I'm like, as soon as I knew he said that, I'm like,
he was greasing you up.
Yeah, all right, I know I'm going to sit down with you. But he's been a wealth of knowledge. His 3 things are, you got to get him out, keep him out, and have fun. And I just sat in his office yesterday for about 30 minutes just trying to get some of his knowledge and glean some things from him. So definitely I understand he's the big man in the state of North Carolina, but he knows if he steps in Virginia, who's the man out there. But, I let him have North Carolina right now.
Don't cross that line, Coach. But we're here with Charles Davis. Again, Charles Daniels, tell us about what's going on this Saturday, what time the wrestling starts, and if there's any admission.
Yes, there is a $8 all-day admission at Pine Forest. Wrestling weigh-in start at 7:30. We'll have a coaches meeting, bracket, where the guys are going to wrestle at. Seating meeting going on at 8:30 to 9. Wrestling's going to start at 9:15. So come on down to Pine Forest, and you're going to see some guys going at it, some headbanging going on in the gym.
All right, so if you want to see the best wrestlers in the state this Saturday, Pine Forest High School, about 9 o'clock. You don't want to be there any later than that, so go ahead and grab your biscuit at Hardee's right down Andrews Road. Come on up, get ready for some wrestling, settle in. It's not going to be WWE, no Hulk Hogan, no Razor Ramon. It's going to be hard-hitting high school wrestling, man. Thanks, Coach. Really look forward to having you back on again.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Head Coach Charles Daniels right here. When we come back, nothing but football from here on out. You know the drill. Head Coach Bill Sachoka. We're going to talk about last week's thrilling game against Cape Fear, and then preview the game against the West Johnston Wildcats coming up this Friday night in Benson. We'll be right back on the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you by New Again Carpet Cleaning.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
Are you remodeling? The Restore Warehouse, Fayetteville's new and used home improvement alternative, is the area leader in new and used home and building supplies. Donate furniture, appliances, cabinets, lighting, windows, doors, or bath items. All donations are tax deductible. The Restore Warehouse also sells new kitchen cabinets, tile, flooring, and vanities for less. Plus, all net profits are donated to local Fayetteville area charities. Donate, shop, save, and support your community. Call now to schedule your free donation pickup.
Pack Power Media.
Hey, welcome back to the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you this week by New Again Carpet Cleaning. If you wanted to look new again, give Jeff and those guys a call. 0000422. What's his? 987-0000. Sorry, Jeff. 987-0000. Call Jeff Houghton, all the good folks in New Again Carpet Cleaning. You can go to newagaincarpet.com and you can actually schedule your appointment online. So again, they clean carpet, tile, wood, vinyl, industrial, commercial, residential. If you need it, they've got it. New Again Carpet Cleaning, 987-0000. Now I'm joined on the show by head coach, football coach Bill Sochoka. Bill, man, welcome. Tough game last week against conference champion Cape Fear Colts.
Yeah, it was tough. I was proud of the way we came out and played. We gave them a game pretty much all the way till the end. We held them to 10 points in the first half. I thought we did a really good job of containing their quarterback. And they had to kind of go do a little bit of trickery by running those two wildcat sweeps. I think they were the only two long runs they really had. I was really happy the way defensively up front and even on the offensive line we were able to move the ball on them. Unfortunately, we had lost our starting quarterback, Julian Hill, early in the game. But I was also excited about the way Phelan Moran stepped up and was able to keep our offense and we were in all the way to the end. I think it was 10-7 for the third quarter. They ran a long run back, put up 17-7. With about 4 minutes left of the game, we had dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone that would have put it up, closed it to 17-14 with about 4 minutes to game. So I just told them, I said, the week we had before, they were very focused. They came out focused for that game. We just got to keep with that same mentality for this week against West Johnson.
I mean, you guys did. You came out, you got the opening kickoff, or actually they got the kickoff. You forced them to punt. You go down 60 yards, 10 plays, punch it in. You're up 7-0. At that point, you got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, and then when they got the ball back, we held them to 3 points. It was 7-3. I think we went into halftime was 10-7.
10-7 at the half.
10-7 at the half, and I think one of those that play was set up by a fumble that we had, but we were still pretty happy at that point. We felt we had the momentum even at halftime, and like I said, it wasn't until the third quarter until they were able to make the adjustment where they went to that wildcat, and they had that one long run, and we were still pretty much, it was 17-7 up until about the last couple minutes in the fourth quarter when they got that last insurance run and went for 2 on it. But
not
that's
gonna ask.
another topic.
Talk about Julian Hill. I know he had the knee injury last year. He's been rehabbed. Come back. He's played strong all year. More of a scare for him. Everything's looking good. Is ready to go Friday night.
No, he'll be out. He's going to actually have surgery on Friday.
Wow, did not know, man. I'm definitely sorry to hear that. Same knee.
Same knee.
Same problem.
This time they believe it's the meniscus.
Well, that's a little easier to come back from.
I mean, he's in good.
Easy for me to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like I said, if people don't realize, how hard he took the knee injury last year, but how hard he's worked to get back to the point where he was. He has, fairly speaking, he had a very good season, put up some really good numbers. He's kind of like the second coach on the field when you have him out there because he knows where everybody's supposed to be, and the kids know that. But I just feel really bad for him and his family because he's such a great kid, such a great leader. Jimmy was talking about one of his players who was, as a sophomore, showing a lot of leadership skills, and I saw that last year with Julian in the offseason when he was rehabbing his leg and he was pushing other people, just so focused and had such great goals for himself and for the team this year.
So sorry, Julian, man. We love you. Speedy recovery. not quite like last year where it's going to wipe out everything, but I was wondering why Jimmy didn't mention him earlier as one of his basketball players, and now I know why. So as we're talking to head football coach Bill Sachoka, Phelan Moran, sophomore, comes in, probably didn't expect to play. He's always got to be ready, and he seemed like he's got command of the offense. It took him a little while to get his feet under him, but once he absorbed that first hit, made that first completion, seems like he got a lot of confidence and really did what he needed to do to keep you guys in the game.
Yeah, what's funny with him is, we had him. He was pulled up. He was our backup for like the first 4 or 5 games. As the season progressed, we felt, we moved him back down to JV so he could get some quality reps there. And we actually wound up 8-quartering him the last 2 games in case something happened. And he got in. And he knows the offense, and he plays scout quarterback a lot, so he's used to pressure. He actually's got a pretty good quick release when it comes to throwing the ball. He knows he doesn't have the feet that Julian has, so there are a couple of times if you watch the tape where he stepped up in the pocket, threw the ball. One time he threw the ball on a run and was just dropped it, but he gives us a different element. And the good thing is for us is Wes Johnson's only seen really a quarter of him, or I should say half a game of him on tape, which makes it more difficult because you don't know what to do. It's kind of like when you watch these backup quarterbacks that come in for the pros and they have a great second half. Like, oh my God, this is great. It's yeah, that's because they haven't seen film on him. Wait till next week when they really see, and then they go from like the stud to the dud, and that's why he's a backup. But Phelan's not the case. Phelan's got a great arm. He's a strong kid. In fact, we were teasing him this week because he's pretty strong. He benches, I think 250 pounds, and we're calling him Mini Rosberger or Mini Burger because he reminds us of that. But the big thing about our offense this year, we just got to be able to move the ball. I mean, once we remove the ball, you saw against Cape Fear, it wasn't anything where we're breaking long runs, but at 5 yards here, 3 yards there, it opened up our quick passing game. We were able to just kind of nickel and dime them, and that's sometimes what you have to do with aggressive defense. Wes Johnson has very good offensive linemen up front. They do a lot of slanting, cut down on your running alleys. They like to blitz at least 1, if not 2 linebackers. So we're going to have to rely on some of those quick passes that Phelan's able to throw.
And, when the game was on the line, he delivered. I mean, he drives you down, fourth quarter, time winding down, opportunity there. He made a little move, found his guy in the end zone, put the pass right where it needed to be. Just unfortunately, the kid dropped the ball, and was that Riddell or was that number 12?
No, that was Desmond Ray.
Desmond Ray.
Sorry, Desmond. I know you've been taking a lot of heat all week, but
we're just talking about the game, man. I mean, it could have been anybody. It could have been me drop the pass, but that really kind of you could feel almost the wind come out of the whole stadium.
And you saw once they got the ball back, I think the two plays, and I mean, they went right down and they ran that one play and. They took it 70 yards, and that was it. That just kind of took the wind out of it. But like I said, I was just, that's this team's been through a lot in terms of missing players, people getting hurt. Frustrating, but they've always had the fight in them. They've always come back and dealt with adversity. And Friday night, the way they played, even when Julian went down. We were still in the ball game. They didn't think, oh my God, Julian's out. What are we gonna do? And they know there's 10 other guys on the offensive side of the ball that are capable of making plays, and our defense has to step up. So I felt really good about that. The speech at the end was very positive. Was hey, I'm proud of the way you played. Because really they had 2 plays.
That was it. The two big runs
that they really earned. The other ones, that touchdown, that one was set up by a touchdown, and that was it. I mean, so when nothing to take away from their good team, but, the week before when we played 71st, they just beat the crap out of us. There's nothing you could do about that. But this was a game where you go home and think, oh, my God, what could we done?
That one you could have. That was the one that got away.
That's the one where you lose sleep over for a couple days after that because, like, geez, you're so close. 71st, you just go to bed and lick your wounds. So
don't want to see that film again. Just put that one on put that one on the shelf. Yep. Well, let's transition into the playoffs. So the seedings were announced on Saturday afternoon. I know we were back and forth texting and talking about where you might go. You draw the number 3 seed, the West Johnston Wildcats. Coached by Jimmy Williams. They're up in Benson. Finished second place in the Greater News Conference they scored pretty good. I mean, they're at 41 points a game. Got a great running back in Tony Mack, 1,100 yards, 20 touchdowns. He had a game earlier this season, 227 yards versus, Southeast Raleigh with 6 touchdowns. Really look good. They've got a good quarterback who directs their offense, Andre Wilson. When you look at them on film, what do you got to do defensively in order to keep those guys in check?
Well, what's interesting, they're very similar to the same type of style that Cape Fear has, except where Cape Fear is more quarterback heavy with the run. They're more running back heavy. They're very athletic with those in the skill positions. They put their players in the best positions to make big plays. We've played Jimmy Williams before. When I was a defensive coordinator in Dean Saffos, we went up there. I think when he was at East Wake, and we played him in a downpour of rain. And so I know what he's capable of doing. Also, Sam Hales, who's I believe is on the defensive side of ball for him, but he was our offensive coordinator when we had Patrick Peatney at Pine Forest. So there's a good connection between us, and I know Jimmy very well, and just through the coaches rank, he's got a great reputation. He knows how to get those boys fired up. We did have a competition with them 2 summers ago where we went 7-on-7 against this crew, so we're familiar with some of their athletes, but 7-on-7 versus a real game are 2 different things.
Exactly. They like to run the ball. You mentioned how they like to run. Tony Mack, they average 224 yards a game on the ground. Really the only blemish on their record in the conference was a loss to Garner. And Garner was one of the top seeds in the 4AA, so that was a very top-heavy conference, was that Greater Neuse River Conference.
And if you watch the film against Garner, Wes Johnson had 7 turnovers. And I think about just about every turnover that Wes Johnson had, it was literally either a 2 or 3 play drive, and that's how Garner was able to put points up on it. And Wes Johnson, I believe, actually scored first in that game, and then
it was over.
And then it was over after that. I mean, so like you and I have taught it before, it's tough to get a feel on them. I mean, they obviously have 9 wins, and they're a good football team. So, and they have enough weapons where you just can't get a good feel for them, because you don't play them year in and year out. You get them once in a while, and that's the other thing. Trying to get these kids motivated for a team they know nothing about. Cape Fear they get motivated for.
State playoffs they need to get motivated for.
But I mean that's and that's the mentality. Coach Rancor and I were just talking before. When you get this late in the game in playoffs, it's more about what team doesn't get tired of practicing. Doesn't get tired of playing, because everybody wants to win. But those 2 things are crucial, and sometimes that's when you see what happened to us 3 years ago. We got upset by a very good Greenville Rose team. We're 10-1. You just can't think because they're 7 of this or 7 of 4. They're a mediocre team, because every conference is different. Every team's different. You don't know the level of competition they play. You don't know their personality as a team or even as a coach, as opposing staff, because you don't interact with them. You don't see them enough. So it's real intriguing. It's real. I don't get a lot of sleep during playoff weeks.
And it's going to be a great game, and 7:30 Friday night in Benson, and that's got to be a good thing too, because it's not like you're traveling way over to the coast. You're not traveling up to Raleigh. It's up the road about 30 minutes. So Trojans fans, get on your horses, get up to Benson, go support this team, because when you looked at the draw, it's like, okay, it could have been worse. We could have been, really having to travel somewhere up 95, but we're 25 minutes up the road.
Yeah, the worst travel we had was going to New Bern. Coming back that year, 4 years ago, we went to New Bern. They were a 1 seed, we were a 14 seed, and they beat the dog out of us, and that was a long ride back. Wilmington's not a bad ride. Actually, we were talking as a staff today about how we're going to change anything, and I'm like, guys, this ride's closer for us than us going to play Purnell Sweat, and it really is. So it's just going to be like a normal. We're going to eat there at the school, get on the bus at 5. Love the fact that we're playing at 7:30. People don't realize how much more that 30 minutes makes a difference.
Makes a difference on the broadcasters.
On everything,
Vernon Aldridge.
But some media people don't think that. Well, I think he's retired by now. Anyways, my bad. I could say that.
You can say that now. All right, man. 7:30 Friday night at West Johnston Wildcats. So you want to go support your Trojans, fan. Get out there, go watch them play, because if you win, you'll be back on the road the next week, Thanksgiving weekend. I believe you would have to go to
Cape Fear.
Cape Fear, that's right. So big opportunity for a rematch. If that doesn't motivate the kids to have another shot at Cape Fear, then they need to check them for a pulse.
I got you. And we have been.
Checking them for a pulse. All right, folks, that's going to wrap up this week of Trojan Coaches Show. I want to thank Jimmy Peden III coming on. Again, November 28th, the first home game, the Monday right after Thanksgiving. Head soccer coach Isaac Rancour, congratulations on a conference championship, and all the player of the years, the player of the year, Isaiah Bennett, who made All-State, and then Charles Daniels, the wrestling coach. Don't forget about the big wrestling match coming up this Saturday. Starts about, the weigh-ins at 7:30. The action is going to start between 9:15, 9:30, $8. It's going to go on all day. But, of course, Friday night at West Johnston, the Trojans taking on the Wildcats in the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association state playoffs. That's going to wrap it up from here. Thanks again to Jeff Houghton and all the guys at New Again Carpet Cleaning, 987-0000, or go to newagaincarpet.com. Folks, go out and do something with your week this week. Next week's going to be Thanksgiving. So if we don't talk to you next week, have a great Thanksgiving. Good luck to the Trojans. Get out. Go do something. Support your Trojans. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Pack Power Media.